First time a trusted carry gun scared me wasn't at the range. It was in my hallway when the slide barely moved, with a weak, shaky grip. In that moment, I stopped believing every best self-defense handgun list on the internet and started wondering how many of those guns would have failed the same way. So for 2026, I pulled a pile of carry pistols people keep calling the best, ran them through ugly stress drills, and only 5 made it through. These aren't fanboy picks. These are the ones that still ran when hands were tired, heart rate spiked, and the clock was screaming. One gun everybody assumes would win did not take the top spot. And at the end of this video, there's a simple 10-second panic test you can run at home to find out if your gun actually belongs in your nightstand. One of these barely survived. One almost didn't make the list. And one pistol the internet worships completely failed. Let's start with number 5. Back in January 2026, I hit the timer in my bedroom and watched a trusted Micro 9 turn into dead weight. 10 seconds from nightstand to chest high on the doorway. Sight steady enough I could live with the shot. Slide felt stiff. Grip shifted. Front sight vanished. On paper, that gun was perfect. In that drill, it felt like a lie. Then I dragged out the SIG P365 X-Macro, expecting the same panic. Small gun, long mag, fancy name. Timer beeped, and this one snapped up like a cut-down duty pistol instead of a nervous pocket piece. First run felt good. Second run, I pushed harder and it smacked my palm so bad I said, "All right, this thing's too much." I was ready to toss it back in with the problem children. Then I walked down range. Every shot was parked in the chest. The gun was beating me up, but it wasn't lying. If your hands are weak or you fight your slide, this thing will chew you up. But out of every micro I abused in that 10-second hallway run this year, the X-Macro was the first one that made me say, if somebody comes through that door, I'm grabbing this before half the bigger guns in my safe. I was more nervous about the Taurus logo than the steel in front of me. Cold air, stiff fingers, line of shooters watching, and I'm the idiot who brought the budget gun. In my head, I'm already writing the joke. Yeah, it's just a Taurus. Don't blink. Buzzer goes, and the GX4 XL TORO comes out of the holster like it didn't get the memo. First pair lands center chest. Third shot snaps into the head box before my brain catches up. I'm waiting for a hiccup. A weird trigger pull, something I can blame. Instead, the only thing that stumbles is my pride. The serious gun on the next table throws a malfunction, and this little bargain brick just keeps barking. It's not a soft cuddle pistol. The grip is short, blocky, and it lets you know if your hold is lazy. Get sloppy, and the muzzle will slap you off the A-zone. But when I ran fast self-defense strings, this was the cheap gun that would not quit. If you want something fancy to brag on, skip it. If you want a carry gun that doesn't care what it costs when it's cold, ugly, and people are watching, the GX4 XL TORO earned this spot. And the next pistol has to work even harder to beat it. That burglary down in Houston didn't hit my friend Noah's house, but it might as well have. The next evening, he's standing in my driveway, trash can in one hand, asking, "What gun should my family have if somebody comes in?" That is a lousy question to answer wrong. Every easy answer in my head was Glock, 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 but I'd watched too many new shooters fight that grip. So I brought a small lineup to the range that weekend. One Glock, a little micro, and the CZ P10C. Noah shot all of them fine because he practices. His wife was the real test. With the micro, she flinched and yanked shots low. With the Glock, she kept losing the front sight and apologizing. Then she picked up the P10C, and everything went quiet. First mag, every round to the chest, no weird faces, no death grip, just hits. Standing behind her, I knew if I said, "Buy the Glock," it was for my reputation, not their safety. So I swallowed my pride and told him, "Get the CZ. It isn't perfect. The grip angle bothers some people. But if a scared spouse has to pick it up at 3 a.m., I trust this more. And the next gun on this list did that for me. I've been thinking for a long time, if something really goes bad, is this Glock 19 actually going to protect me? Or am I just assuming it will? That thought wouldn't shut up. My 19 had basically turned into a comfort blanket gun. Lived under the truck seat, rode around through dust, sweat, food wrappers, everything. I'd slam the door, hear it thump in the console, and tell myself, yeah, I'm covered. One day, I finally pulled it out, looked at the grime and the lint in the magwell, and felt sick. I was trusting a gun I hadn't even respected. So I left it filthy and set up an ugly little drill behind the barn. From the driver's seat to the back of the truck, 3 fast shots into a chest-size plate, then a couple more on a smaller target. My newer, prettier pistol started throwing flyers the second I pushed the pace. The dirty Glock 19 just kept chewing through mags like it didn't care how lazy I'd been. It felt like a worn-out hammer that still knows exactly where the nail is. It's still blocky. Still not the easiest thing to hide if you're built small, and that's why it's not number 1. But this is the gun that proved it'll keep working, even when I don't deserve it. And the pistol that beat it had to do something pretty wild to steal that top spot. One ugly winter night, the only reason I kept walking across a half-lit gas station lot was a Smith & Wesson M&P9 Shield Plus sitting under my hoodie. Pumps mostly empty, one sedan parked sideways by the door. Guy standing outside smoking, but not getting gas, just staring too long. I stepped out of the truck, felt that little alarm go off in my ribs, and the only thought in my head was, if this goes bad, this little gun is all I've got. It wasn't the Glock 19. It wasn't the fancy metal pistol I'd been bragging on all week. It was the flat, boring Shield Plus I'd clipped on, because I was tired wearing a hoodie and didn't feel like building my outfit around a gun. Walking past that guy, I wasn't thinking about features. I was replaying every ugly string where this pistol stayed in the chest box when I pushed it, every dry fire rep in tight spaces, every miserable errand run where it never dragged my belt down or talked me out of carrying. Yeah, it's snappier than the 19 on long-range days, and the skinny grip will slap lazy hands. I don't care. When parking lots are empty, it's late, and my stomach drops. This is the gun I trust more than anything else I own. If that hallway moment taught me anything, it was that range comfort didn't mean much once my grip went bad and the clock felt loud. These 5 pistols earned their spots the hard way. Here's the panic test I ran. Clear the gun, no ammo in the room. Start where you actually keep it at night. Hit a timer. In 10 seconds, you need a firing grip, sights or dot parked on a spot on the wall, and a trigger press without yanking that sight off. If the gun feels huge, controls fight you, or the sights vanish, it failed. Run that with your own setup. If your favorite doesn't pass, be honest and fix it. I'm Steve, and the gun you trust should survive your worst 10 seconds, not your best range day.